Navratilova, tenis jsem začala hrát, když mi bylo 5 let, nyní je mi 17, takže jsem to hrála asi 12 let. Začala jsem tenis hrát, protože se mi líbil a jednak protože hráli moje rodiče, oba dva závodně.
Of course, I knew about Roland-Garros, but knew nothing because it was not on TV. So Roland-Garros, no, you just follow the results in the newspapers. And also, I used to get World Tennis Magazine that my cousin gave me a subscription for. So I would pour through the results, and I knew all the players by name. I kind of had a ranking in my head where everybody is, but never saw. I saw some pictures of the main court, but that was about it. 1973, first time ever. It was just, the history. I think that's what counts more than anything at here and London because of the history. I've read history books on tennis. I was always a student of the game, so I really appreciated what this meant in the history of the game and really appreciated being here. And I played, and I beat Nancy Ricci on court 2, and then I lost to Evert on court 2 in the quarters. Had set points actually, but didn't win a set. But it was a close match, and I was a happy camper. I remember being in the locker room, which was much, much smaller. If you walk in, it was just this wooden benches everywhere. And maybe 6 showers on the side, and I remember taking a shower and listening to Ivan Gulagon whistling, Killing Me Softly with his song, and singing it and whistling it. Never forget. And I didn't know it was her until I got out and know, it's Ivan singing that. So that's a big memory for me, go figure, She was my first loss here, and I never played her here again. It was a big hurdle, and just loved her. She's so sweet and so much fun to watch, just makes it look so easy. I'm like, why can't I be as graceful as she is? Yeah, I played singles, doubles, and mixed here. Won the mixed, my first major is winning the mixed here with Ivan Molina. That's a funny story because I wanted to play with Jaime Fio. And because he was from Chile, Czechoslovakia didn't have any diplomatic relations with Chile because of Pinochet. So I wasn't allowed to play with him. I had to, and he was a great doubles player, played the deuce court, I played the ad court, it would have been perfect. So I found Ivan. I don't think I even heard of Ivan, but I heard he was a pretty good doubles player, lefty also. So I asked him, and we won the tournament. So that's my first major win. I was in the finals here against Chris in '75. Chris Evert was the best clay courter, still is, that ever lived. And you didn't really want to play on clay. And somehow I only had to play Andrea Jaeger, who was very talented, but younger. So I felt because she's younger, I should beat her. Didn't feel that much pressure. I felt pretty much in control.
Et bien voilà, elle a pris sa chance en grande championne qu'elle est, Martina. 1h39 de jeu. Premier titre à Roland-Garros pour Navratilova sur le score de 7-6, 6-1.
It's one of the best matches, if not the best match that I played, considering it was to win 4 in a row. There was $1 million price tag attached to it by the ITF, which was massive back then. So that was a little bit extra pressure, but most of all, winning 4 in a row, which even though it's not a calendar year, it still doesn't happen very often that somebody holds all 4 titles at the same time. So I wasn't sure that if I would ever have a chance for that again. So, and then playing Chris on clay.
Sans problème et en 30 36 minutes. Première manche remportée par Martina Navratilova.
And I played outstanding. I think I won 1-3 or something like that, and was pretty happy. I had a game plan, and it worked beautifully. Well, I had beaten crystalline clay once before in Amelia Island in the States, but still, that's green clay, slightly different. I grew up on red clay, but it's not really my best surface. Doesn't suit my game, and also we were playing with heavier balls back then, and Chris never missed, and she kept the ball really low, so it was really hard to be able to get on offense. You know, serve and volleyed, and did it successfully. So that took a lot of skill. So I was pretty happy with that match. When I really got committed and started really training hard and try to cover all the bases, Chris was number 1, I was number 2. So I had all the rest of the field covered, but I was losing to her too often. So I had to really specifically train for her. I don't mean train physically, but practice specific shots, specific strategy. And when it comes to fruition, when you finally get to play and it works, you can execute and end up winning. That's what makes it really special.
Ça, c'est vraiment extraordinaire. Et voilà, Martina Navratilova vient de remporter les internationaux de France et par la même occasion le Grand Chelem.
Well, I think I've had some matches where I felt I hit more great shots, but I think this probably was the most solid match I ever played. Most error-free match that I ever played, probably.
Première manche remportée par Steffi Graf en 37 sur le score de 6 jeux à 4.
I had a tough match with Steffi in '86 at the Open, and then she was getting better and better, and I was burned out. I didn't know it at the end of the year in '86, and I did not win any tournaments that year leading up to the French. And then I finally get to the finals. I play Steffi, and then she beats me in 3 sets. I think I was serving for the match at 5-4 in the third.
Eh bien, 5 jeux partout.
And yeah, I wish I had a better forehand down the line so I could beat her to the forehand, because she was cheating at the court too much.
Oh, c'est parfait.
And there's a few matches that I would like to have back. That match against Steffi is one of them. But you know, the new generation, they just plays a little bit differently, and Steffi was one of the greatest athletes, so she was a tough out for me.
Eh bien, double faute de Martina Navratilova. Victoire de Steffi Graf en 2 heures et 1 minute. Le score 6-4, 4-6, 7-6. Première victoire dans un tournoi du Grand Chelem pour la jeune Allemande de l'Ouest, promise assurément à la première place mondiale.
With all the changes that have happened here, they've kept the feeling of the history and the look and the feel of the place while modernizing it and making it better for the players and the public. When I came here in '73, it's a far cry what it is now from what it used to be. So I think they've done a phenomenal job upgrading the facilities. I mean, when I won, we did the ceremony in the President's Suite. Now it's just so much more official and special. So I'm happy that with the changes that have been done, and yeah, I'm sometimes jealous of the players what they have these days, but you know, we had it pretty good.